But what we're really talking about when we're executing to our plan is we are trying to build a bigger picture of what our priorities are and what's important to us. Because when we begin to have the conversation about priorities and important work, then we're focusing our day and our time on the right work. And I usually like to call those kind of the winning moves. Like, how do we really think in terms of how we're going to build the winning moves within our organization that's going to define us? So we're setting priorities, not a lot of them, you all, not a lot. They're few and mighty, right? Few and mighty priorities that really focus our attention on the outcomes that we want to achieve. And then we're really asking ourselves, like, what keeps us honest when we're doing our work? What keeps us honest when we're making decisions? So you know how sometimes when we make decisions, we sometimes feel like we're making decisions all over the place, but we don't know how they interconnect. The bullseye is the tool that really helps us ask the questions when we're making this decision or having this conversation. Where does it connect to the bullseye? And that's just, it's such a great tool to just keep us honest. The questions that are around the bullseye, as we start with, what keeps us, what keeps, I put it on the business term, if you can just kind of translate that, what keeps us in business, or what defines us for who we are? And how are we going to distinguish ourselves? Like, what makes us special? And what are we going to focus on that really distinguishes us for our students, for our parents, and our community? And where do we, the accelerate to grow is where do we then need to focus attention on the things that are going to help us accelerate our growth in our core, to get to the core. We want to move the acceleration of growth opportunities to help us achieve our core area that differentiates us. Where do we establish a beachhead? Where do we think we can advance, but we need to learn more about what we need to do before we're able to move forward and advance into the accelerate growth. And then where do we experiment? So I tend to say, if we're not focused on our core and accelerate to grow and beachhead, if we're not clear about that, then it's very difficult for us to experiment and innovate in a way that's going to make a difference. And I didn't say that experimentation and innovation wasn't important. I just said it's extremely difficult to know where to experiment and innovate when we don't really know how to wrap our arms around answering those first two questions that give us the guidance for where we're going.